Brother David just showed me his note, which says the gate of no return. And what that again shows you is not great minds think alike, rising into the thinking of God. After a while, you see, understand that when you have several females living in a house, over a period of time, their monthly cycle unifies.
Teach.
And they start to literally have that situation at the same time.
Teach, brother, teach.
Because it's a science. There's magnetic energy involved.
That's right.
This same thing is going on here.
Yes, sir.
The more we are together
Right.
as a family on these teachings, you begin to marvel. You say, brother, I was just thinking that.
You don't need no telephone, bro.
After a while, you won't need your telephone. So I return. And everything that the enemy says is impossible,
That's right.
today is possible. I want you to understand it's possible today. Maybe when he said it, maybe 100 years ago, 200 years ago, it was impossible. But today, every single thing that he said couldn't be done, or that you can't do it, we can do it.
Yes, sir.
Can do.
And that, going back to Africa, is one of those realities that I realized at that time. I said, wow, look at this. We was never meant to come back. Imagine there was a slave, or should I say there was an African, because he wasn't no slave.
That's right.
There was an African who they grabbed and was forced onto a slave ship to be made into a slave, and he was directly related to me.
Teach on that, brother.
Think about that,
Yes.
because that's how we all come to be.
Teach.
Those of you who are African, coming directly from the continent, and you weren't enslaved, let me tell you something. You were enslaved.
That's right.
Through the colonial occupation of Africa.
That's right.
Teach, brother, teach.
That's why when you go to those former colonies and you look at those African people there, you hear they got names like Faith and Charity. They got the African name, Mrs. Awolowo,
Charity.
but Faith Awolowo. Because the devil, he don't mess about. He makes sure that he puts his stamp on everybody. Go to the African countries and see the big images of the white Jesus all over. Come on, the African Christian churches, they ain't dealing with no black God.
White.
It's a white Jesus
In Black Africa.
in black Africa. We were selling the Final Call newspaper on the streets one day, and we came across, there was like 3 African brothers, and they were angry. Why are you selling these? Why these people? What's this? I said, brother, it's a newspaper for black people. Why only black people? French and we got into a little discussion about Jesus, and he said, listen to what the brother said. He said, not only is Jesus white, not only is Jesus a white man, but he's white like your shirt. That's how white he was. And this is a jet black African saying this.
Sad.
The mind of white supremacy, come on, has permeated. For those of us in the room who are highly color conscious, and we think it's all about being black, you better test the spirit. Because some of them Negroes, they will kill you in a heartbeat. Hear me well. I was a motorcycle courier for a number of years, and I remember going to BA office in the West End to deliver a parcel, and I ran across the road, left my bike where it was there, and I saw this African traffic warden approaching my bike. So I quickly gave him the thing, and I started running back across the road with my levers and everything. I said, you know, I'm a courier, man, don't worry, I'm going. and the man is writing feverish. This is before
brother.
the electronic
Yeah,
stuff.
brother.
Get the
And
thing
the man
out
is,
quick.
I said, brother, man. I said, bro, just relax, brother. You know, I'm
Breathe
working.
easy.
He said, don't call me brother.
Yeah,
And then I looked at him.
I've had
I
that.
looked at him good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you know what I saw? Let me tell you what I saw. Because I'm telling you, you must learn to test people's spirit. You must learn to look at people properly. A lot of us are very surface people, you know.
Teach.
You know, people get scared to look at another person directly in their face. We got to get out of that, man. Learn. Yeah, we look at their chest, we look at their shoes. When we're talking to the brothers here, we look one apart. That's how we've grown into this habit of not looking at each other in the eye and talking to one another. Because sometimes when you meet the eye of another person, you get scared. There's something, because there's a connection there. And sometimes some of us shy away from that connection. But you
Gateway to your soul.
must learn, because the eye is the gateway to the soul. It tells you a lot, because you never see a person really by looking at their body. The closest you will ever come to meeting a person is if you can look them directly in the eye. And by the way, your enemy knows. When you can't meet his eye, he knows that he's got you. I'm trying to get to a point, and then all these different thoughts come into my head. But when I studied drama, we had to play the role of a king, and we had to play the role of a pauper. And the only difference between the two characters was that one looked like that, and the other one looked like that.
That's right.
That's the only difference between the two characters. The pauper looked up like that, and the king looked down. So he's looking down his nose at me.
That's right.
One is superior, the other one is inferior. And so we need to learn to look at people. So I looked at this brother, this traffic warden, and what I saw was this. You know when you watch the news and you hear about Rwanda, African people hacking other African people to death using machetes. And they're not just hacking other men, they're hacking men, women and children. And in your living room you say, but how? How can somebody do that? What kind of a person? When I looked into this brother's eyes, I saw him. He looked like the kind of man that if they gave him enough money, he would kill me in a heartbeat. He hated black people. I'm not just saying this like I'm picking on the one little traffic warden. I said I saw something so wicked and evil, and many of our people are like this. So don't be a foolish person now and think that all black people are wonderful.
Come on.
Some of us are terrible people because we've been usurped. We've bought into this world. We've made a deal with the devil. We sold our soul to Satan. Some of us have done this. And I'm not really talking about men and women on the street. I'm talking about some of our big, high ones. So you must not be a fool. You must be wise.